So for me, the way that I bring confidence within myself is to think about what I've been through growing up with my family and then see where I am now. And I have always been grateful for even just the little things. Kasi nga, sa lahat na nakita ko as a kid growing up and everything that I've experienced, all the hardships that I've went through, all of that really sticks with me. And di ba nga sabi mo, I do this, I do that. But in my heart, I know where I come from and I know who
Mm-mm.
I am. And like I said, the confidence that comes from within when you know who you are.
Right.
Kasi for me, kunyari, di ba, there's some people who yung bashing, they can't handle it, right? Like, na-stress sila or something. For
Mm-mm.
me, I feel like if you know yourself as a woman, as a person, hindi ka maapektuhan. Kasi parang if you see something negative, it's like, oh, okay, they don't even know who I am. Like, I know who I am. Why should I let those words, let those
Listen to
people,
them.
oh, why should I let it
Mm-mm.
affect me? So parang ganun. And I also have words of affirmation cards. So you guys should get
Oy.
some. Oo. I
Yeah.
shuffle it, tapos nagbabasa ako noon.
'Di ba? Magandang gawain 'yan. From Miko Jonelli, if you could redo one challenge in MUPH, what will it be and how will you do it differently? Grabe, ang daming
Ay,
challenges this year. That
oo
was
nga, ang daming challenge.
grabe.
Probably the catwalk challenge, yung runway challenge. Kasi
Weren't
it
you
was filmed.
satisfied of that, of your video?
I mean, you know what? Okay, so it was filmed in the States. They had to tell me ahead of
Mm-mm.
time that there was a catwalk challenge. And they
Mm-mm.
couldn't tell me the rules. They couldn't tell me how it's supposed to be done. They couldn't tell me how nice it should be, the cinematics, nothing. Because, I get it, they have to be fair. But because the due date of that was gonna be while I was in quarantine, they
Right.
told me before I came. So
Mm-mm.
keep in mind, the last time I wore pageant heels or like 4-inch, 5-inch heels was 2018. Okay, so 3 years ago na po yun. Second, medyo chubby pa ako noon. So as in, you can tell naman in the video talaga. And then my walk, I could definitely be a lot better because I was so
Oo.
rusty, but I was just trying to get all of these requirements done before I fly out here.
Right.
So it was
Right.
something that I was like, okay, I mean, carry na. I mean, at least gusto ko naman yung post ko at the end. Tsaka at least ang ganda naman ng lola mo kahit medyo chunky siya. So for me, I was
Chunky.
proud of how chunky, diba? Ano, medium chunky, parang ganon. Medyo, I was proud of it. I was happy. But of course, if I were to redo something, it would be the catwalk challenge for sure. Mm.
Grabe yung pasabog ng mga girls dun sa catwalk challenge na
Galing
yun.
na ba kay Steffi? Sabi ko nga, girl, you better win
Oo.
this.
Grabe. From Chinita, what qualities do you need to stand out?
The qualities you need to stand out are tenacity, resilience, and kindness, and being humble for sure. I think a lot of times, sometimes girls in pageantry from experience, sometimes they get lost in trying to be someone that they're not. And, that's not the type of queen that you should try to embody. You need to be
Right.
yourself and then see if the crown is for you, if the crown accepts who you are, if that title is meant for who you truly are as a person. Also, I say tenacity because with the crown comes responsibilities and you need to be able to shoulder all of that. And for me, as you know, my family being my backbone and me supporting my family, and yun nga, ang dami ko mga ginagawa, I still am able to balance out my life and still stay sane and centered. So you need to really be a fighter, and things like
Mm-mm.
that, because you never know what's
Mm-mm.
gonna happen. And then syempre resilience, you have to be able to bounce back at any given
Right.
time. Whatever
Right.
happens, you have to be able to bounce back. And then syempre, you have to be humble and kind. Kasi, just because you are this or that, you have a title, that doesn't define really who you are. It's how you treat people, it's how you are, it's
Mm-mm.
kahit yung mga cleaners or kung sino man, you have to be nice because we all come from somewhere. You didn't just get
Right.
here overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yun, yun lang.
From
Dami,
from
no?
Ravi Chalisa, what's your reaction that you're one of the front runners in this competition?
Oh my gosh, I honestly didn't think I was going to be. As in, like, people were like, seriously? Because for me, diba, like I said, I was just so excited that I'm finally getting this last chance that my
Mm-mm.
focus was yun nga. competing and giving my all for that last chance. I even forgot about how there's like yung mga dark horse, yung mga
Right,
front
right.
runners. I totally
Right.
forgot about that stuff. Okay,
Mm-mm.
like as in for me, I was just like, oh my god, it's my last chance. Like let's start training. What do I need to do? Ganyan ganyan. And then yun nga nung in-announce ko na, everyone was like, oh my god, si Katrina Dimaranan, like front
Everybody
runner, blah
got
blah blah.
excited,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, this is cool. I mean, it helps with, feeling more loved and feeling more confident. But I
Mm-mm.
really didn't expect it at all. As in, kasi siguro hindi yung iniisip ko. So I'm very appreciative of all of my supporters talaga, tsaka yung mga fans.
Was there any pressure that you're representing Taguig?
I don't feel any pressure. No, no pressure naman. Kasi, every time I would visit here, every year when I would come to visit my dad, I would go to Taguig. And
Mm-mm.
I love what Taguig stands for. And it's a progressive city. And, di ba nga probinsiyudad ang Taguig, meaning they
Mm-mm.
still have the province side of it, meaning they don't forget their roots, but they're also progressive as a city. And for me, I am constantly growing every day. So, I like the fast paced side of it. And I also like the province side of it because just like me, I'm just a very authentic, everyday girl. But at the same time, I'm still progressing throughout life. So for me, I think it was meant there. It was meant to be that I get to represent Taguig talaga. And they've been so
Oh,
supportive.
did you choose Taguig or Taguig chose you to represent the
It was
city?
a
If
little
it was
bit
to
of
ask that.
both.
Uh-huh.
It had to be a choice of what was part of Miss Universe Philippines, yung mga AP, the accredited
Mm-mm.
program. So Taguig
Mm-mm.
was part of it. And then I was given, I think, like two or three during the initial interview, which ones I would want to represent. And
Mm-mm.
obviously, I mean, syempre, I was like, you know what? I'm already going to be living in Taguig because the place that I'm staying
Right.
at is Taguig na. It's in
Mm-mm.
BGC. And I was like, and I love Taguig in general. And I was like, why not? It's a thriving city. It's one of the most livable cities in the Philippines. Of course, I would want to represent Taguig. Diba? And finding more about it when I met the mayor, the congresswoman,
Right.
and the people who are part of Taguig, that's when I really got more passionate about representing for Taguig.
Pero saan talaga si Lola?
Si
Where's your Lola
Lola ko,
from?
San Juan.
San Juan. Ah, San
San Juan City.
Juan.
Diba? When I
So,
did Binibini, I did San Juan.
right. So one
Mm-mm.
city cannot be represented by two candidates.
No,
Is
you
it
can. So nangyari with San Juan, they were hesitant at first to become an
Ah,
AP. Parang ganon
oo.
to, alam mo na yung mga logistics. So
Right.
MVP was like, okay, well, even though you guys supported her before, are you sure? And at first they were like, oh, we don't know if they wanted to be part of MVP. So
Mm-mm.
syempre, okay, that's fine with me naman. But what's crazy is because I have family members who are part of San Juan, like barangays, ganon,
Mm-mm.
kapitans, they're still
Mm-mm.
so supportive talaga. So I still feel the love from San Juan. And I know that Queen Ain is the one that's representing San Juan. I could not be happier with her representing San Juan.
Right, right.
Because I love her as a person. She
Right.
is so
She was
kind.
my guest last week.
Ah,
Grabe.
talaga?
Yeah,
Ay, nauna
so
pa siya.
fun.
Mas madami siyang time kesa sa
But,
akin.
oh, girl, nag-cancel ka kasi last minute.
Sorry.
Anyway, from Skylim, what's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear. Okay. Honestly, the first thing that came to mind was obviously losing my family. Because,
Mm-mm.
I mean, just last night I posted a tribute for my Lola that I've been wanting to really show my family and show everyone. And, she passed away in 2017 pa. But to this day, she's still in my mind all the time. So for me, probably siguro, losing another loved one. Because that was the first time I experienced a loss that wasn't just like, oh, it was someone that I kind of knew or like
Right,
a relative
right,
from far
right.
away.
From
Hindi eh. It was
right,
someone that, was there
really
every
close to
single
you.
day.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
losing a family member would be my number one. Number two would be like, siguro like ipis or mga bugs, gano'n.
Something that's
Spiders.
crawling.
Oo. Tas no, may biglang ipis na nag-land sa'kin, ay!
Ay, nako. Ang
Oo.
dami niyan sa New York, sabi ni Janine.
Oh, girl, no, it's true. My God. Alam mo naman, si Janine she's used to that na. Hindi naman yung
Kaya nga,
maarte.
nakakaloka. Na-shock din ako when I was there.
Oo.
Anyways, okay, from night thrower, so far, what's the difference between the pageant you've done?
Um, I mean, I think we answered this also Na, I mean, the difference is this time around, I know myself more. So I feel
Mm-mm.
more confident and I feel more prepared. Obviously, I'm still training every day when I can in all aspects because just because you competed internationally, nationally does not mean that that you can't get better and you can't improve. So for me, I think the difference is that I know myself more and I can apply that more to my journey talaga.
From Hopeful June, what makes your preparation this year different from your other competitions?
My preparation this year is a lot different. Siguro kasi it's parang a lot of it is polishing and more, improvements, but not so much where
Right.
I'm starting from zero.
Right.
Alam mo
Mm-mm.
na parang
Parang
I
it's
don't even
just
know
like
how to do it.
recalling na lang.
Recalling,
Oo.
refreshing, learning new poses, learning new
Mm-mm.
walks, what works well with my body type, and yung mga ganon, makeup looks that are good for me instead of
Right.
learning to do makeup. Alam mo
Right.
na.
Right.
So it's an
Mm-mm.
advantage din naman to be able
But
to,
I can
and
see that you're doing your makeup differently. Did you have game plans for that? Kasi like how you're dressing up right now is so different. How you do your hair is so different from before.
it's so different
Was
because
that
I'm
your
so
idea?
different.
Was
Oo,
that your
syempre.
uh-oh.
Because that's why I actually chose to be independent this year.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Mm-mm.
And I had to politely decline. As much as I love aces and queens, I had to
Mm-mm.
politely decline. Not because I didn't like them or I didn't
Mm-mm.
trust anyone. It's because yun nga, I know myself more in a sense that it's my last year. I want
Mm-mm.
to be able to execute my vision and everything that I want with the people that I want to work with. I want to be able to collaborate with people and not have to worry about, well, we can't work with them because so and so or meron na tayong
Right.
ganito. So
Right.
all of it, it's like I'm able to go how I want things to be. So I
Mm-mm.
feel a lot better. And at least I know whatever happens that night on September 25th, win or lose, I know that it was all of my envisioning. It was all part of my plan that I wanted to execute for
Oo
my
nga
last
pala,
chance.
tayong tatlo ni Janine, Aces and Queens nung 2012.
Yes, oo nga pala,
Right?
yes, tama. Oh my God,
Oo.
tama.
So,
No, when you competed, what were you? Were you aces pa rin? Or
I was with KF nung
KF? Oh, okay.
2014. So,
Gotcha,
how
gotcha.
hard it is for you to find your team? Were you able
Yeah.
complete a team right away with that short
Oo.
period of time?
I am so proud because my team consists of either people that I've known for years now since Bini or
Mm-mm.
it's people who are actually very close to me. So, we're very tight knit, as in it's people that I can trust with my entire life. Like if kunyari, I don't know what to wear. Should I wear this red dress or blue dress?
Mm-mm.
As in, di ako
Mm-mm.
makapag-decide. Whatever they say, yun na yun. That's how much I trust my team. Parang
Right,
ganon.
right.
And I handpicked a lot of the people that I wanted to work with because I know what they're capable of, and I know that it would work well with what I want my vision to be for this year. So it wasn't too hard. My entire team has been so supportive, and it's people that know me personally
Right.
because I didn't want to just work with a team or a stylist or ganon that does not know who I am or what I
Mm-mm.
stand for, because
Oo.
then my styling would not be, alam mo na, it wouldn't be
According to
me
your
or yung makeup
personality,
ko.
right?
Oo, like you can't
Mm-mm.
just throw a, I don't care if it's the biggest designer that
Mm-mm.
ever existed, but they don't
Right.
know me. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, yes, I want to work with him. But then wala naman akong say sa, the
Mm-mm.
collaboration aspect of it. So
Oo.
it's not me na anymore. Alam mo na.
Right, right.
Mm.
From Revea, when did it hit you
Ay,
that you are a beauty queen?
sorry, can you repeat the question? Nahulog yung, nahulog yung AirPod ko.
When did it hit you that you are a beauty queen?
Um, when I won Binibining Pilipinas the result.
Talaga? Ganun ka late, girl?
Oo.
Nag-compete ka na't lahat-lahat?
Oo, kasi I mean, as you know, 'di ba nga bago ako nun and I was so
Mm.
young. I didn't know I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the people who now the people who don't know what pageants are for or are against pageants, gano'n. I was that type of person kasi akala ko lang talaga it was just girls
A
wanting to
competition.
just wanting to look good on stage. But yun nga,
Right,
when I
right.
started to meet you girls, tapos may ginawa tayong like episode or something where I had to talk a little bit about my life. Tapos ang dami nag-message sa akin na nakaka-inspire ka, na gano'n. Parang doon ko
Mm,
nalaman na,
mm.
whoa, there's so much more to beauty pageants. And I
Right.
was gonna quit. I don't know if you remember, kasi parang nahirapan na ako. But then,
Mm.
yun nga, parang na-inspire ako with all the people. So yung mom ko, sinabi ko sa mom ko, she was here during that time. Sabi ko, "Ma, sige, like tuloy na natin." Kasi super nakakapagod kaya yun at 18.
Right.
The mental
Every day, 'di
capacity.
ba?
Oo.
Oo.
'Di
And
ba?
then
So,
and then you have heavy responsibility pa after. Kasi 'di ba
oo.
para tayong naka-enroll sa university, we have a definite schedule that we had to do from Monday to Saturday.
Yes, tapos
And
early
rarely have
mornings to
rest.
late nights, 'di ba?
Yes,
Mm,
grabe. Grabeng training 'yun.
mm.
From Pia Hazel, most embarrassing moment during your whole preparation.
For MUP,
I think so.
most embarrassing preparation, ano ba? Ay, ewan ko, dali nag-isip
Kumain ka ba ng may face shield? Ano mga
no
embarrassing moment
naman.
mo?
Mga
Wala namang nothing crazy.
Oo nga, eh. I mean, nothing crazy kasi for me, I don't get too embarrassed naman, eh. Parang ako din yung natatawa.
You just own it.
Oo,
Oo, 'di
so I
ba?
can't even think of a time where I was like, "Oh my God."
Really embarrassed.
Unless kunyari Q&A tapos I stumbled, siguro I'd be like,
Mm.
"Ay, nahiya ako," or something. But even then,
Oo.
I'd be like, "No, okey lang yan, brush it off na, move on." So,
Right.
ewan ko, wala akong maisip.
Okay. Confident siya, girl. Wala siyang sagot diyan.
Sorry, ah.
Sabi ni Ran Pags, one weakness that you recognize and did something about.
One weakness in life
Kahit
or
ano.
in the pageant? In life, I think a few years ago, I used to be the type to hold in my feelings. And
Mm.
I I was always, kasi ako yung laging people lean on me or they ask me for advice. And then, syempre, I help my family. So I always thought that I had to be strong. As in, like, hindi ko pinapakita mga emotions ko. And as you know, even when it came to like relationships or anything like that, parang baliwala lang, dead ma. And
Mm.
then, but I realized that, yun nga, those are one of the things that honestly I realized and I grew from is that just because you're open about your emotions or you're emotional or anything, you express how you feel, it doesn't make you look weak. If
Right.
anything, it makes you more courageous, eh, because you're able to speak out about what's inside. Tsaka nakakagaan din siya ng feeling. I realized before I was always holding it in when I was feeling some type of way about anything, my family or friends, anything. But now it's like if I need to talk about something, I need to talk about something.
Right.
And I commend myself for being able to tackle that because I've been that way all throughout my life until just maybe
Mm.
like a couple years ago or something.
And it's really hard to open up.
Yun
It
nga,
takes a lot
'di
of
ba?
courage to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, from Joza Joaquin, after seeing the girls, did you change your game plan for the pageant night?
After itong MUP or yung Supra?
Mm. Etong
Um,
MUP.
After seeing the girls, did I change
Kasi
my game
syempre, di ba
plan?
nagkita lang kayo sa right now when you entered the bubble. So,
You mean like when we entered? Wala.
yes.
Wala nagbago. Siguro, alam
Chika
ko
lang.
isa.
Go lang
Ah,
ng go.
Oo, I know one thing, ito. Kasi syempre iba ang pageantry dito sa Philippines. It's a
Mm-mm.
lot more, a lot, I
And
wanna say
especially now
competitive.
from based on our 2012 experience, it's
Oh
so
my God,
different nowadays.
so
Talagang pasabog
different.
sila, girl, di ba?
Girl, so that was one thing, like, during when I came here and I met up with the rest of the people I was gonna work with, they were like, "Oh,
Mm-mm.
ganito na, ito." I was like, "Huh?
Mm-mm.
Okay, fine, sige,
Oo.
game." But, even those visions were still what I wanted, yung sa mga pegs, yung
Right.
mga gano'n.
Right,
But
right.
anyways, one thing here, siguro nung we checked into this hotel, mga 4 a.m. na. And then, the next day, we had an orientation. Eh, wala pa yung mga ibang gamit ko. So I was like, the only thing I had were like a pair of jeans and my blazer. And I had wedges that I wore the night before. So I was like, okay na to. Siguro maayos na ako. Like, I'll just save na lang yung mga pasabog na outfits for
Mm-mm.
later on kasi orientation na
Mm-mm.
naman. Girl, nakita ko naman, lahat sila naka-OOTD na. Sabi ko,
pang,
yung mga ibang
pang Met
girl.
Gal.
O, pang Met
Pang Gala
Gala na.
night ba?
Oo, pang Cannes Festival ang mga sisters ko. So sabi ko, okay, nag-start na pala. Sige, sige. Sige, inon ko na rin yung switch ko. Sabi ko, sige na nga.
Grabe.
So
I think
yun.
I think the pageantry here in the Philippines really evolved kasi like even with Rabia right now, she's turning over her crown and then she would tell me na sabihin ko, oh, anong ginagawa mo, let's meet up ngayon. Tapos sabihin niya, oh, I'm doing this photo shoot. What's the photo shoot for? Sabi niya, wala lang, pang profile. What? Photo shoots
Oo,
for
mga pasabog. Yun
ganon,
yung
grabe.
Tsaka OOTDs, mga nauso
Kasi,
yun.
kasi with us before, from 2012 pa, when we did the pageant, wala naman social media was not that big,
Yeah.
right? So, siguro yung mga updates, we do our makeup every day, but it's not for photos, diba? It's not for picture
For us to
purposes.
learn.
It's just because, yes, we're learning how we're gonna do our
Sponsor
makeup for the
visits.
pageant night, or
Oo.
if ever there's a sudden activity that we had to do for the day.
Mm-mm.
Talagang ngayon, you really have to plan out your social media
Yeah,
postings,
yeah.
and then that
Oo.
how did
But,
how did you manage to,
di ba, after just learning that, pagpunta ko
oh,
dito,
how did you
um,
manage to just,
well, I'm lucky to have a team that helps me in that sense. Yung mga
mm-mm.
technical, yung mga social media na ganon. But for me, and I tell this to my team here in the Philippines, because my team in the States, the ones who are in the States, they're not super aware din with all the pasabos na kailangan.
Right,
Here naman,
right.
syempre, lahat sila, they're aware of the pageantry system here na mga
Mm-mm.
pasabog, ganyan, ganyan. So, I told them straight up, you know what, like, yes, I'll do some shoots, but I want to focus on my training. I need to get in
Right.
shape. I need That's more
Mm-mm.
important for me. Not the
Mm-mm.
pasabogs, not the OOTDs, not who wore it best or whose shoot were better. Alam mo na, for me, like, oh sige, magshoot tayo, like, let's do like 3 shoots, mga ganon. Or if I was
Oo.
doing makeup training, sige, let's do an impromptu
Photo
shoot.
shoot,
Ganun lang.
headshots.
Oo, parang ganon, di ba? Para ma-post. But for me, I was like, I need to focus on the training talaga. But I
Mm.
do. But just to let you guys know, since nasama na ako sa mga pasabog-pasabog dyan, meron naman ako mga pasabog that's coming din naman.
Oy! So,
Ay!
aabangan natin yan. Ano ba ang mga aabangan namin from Katrina since the
From
bubble started already?
I guess you guys will just really get to see me be authentically myself this time
Mm.
around. And,
Mm-mm.
because I know who I am, this is my last moment. I'm not gonna try to be someone I'm not. Okay. And you know what I mean? But I'm just gonna give it my all. And hopefully that's enough for that night to be my lucky night and finally be given the chance to wear Philippines.
Pero,
So, ano.
just, pero for me naman, I don't think, for almost 10 years that I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you even once trying to be someone else. I think you've
That's
always been
true.
you. I think you've
Oo.
always been the bubbly Katrina from 2012 until 'di ba, ngayon 2021 that
Oo,
you're doing your pageant.
oo.
I don't think you ever really tried to be someone
Someone
else.
else,
Oo,
oo.
and that's I
That's true
think one of
din.
your strength naman.
Pero still, syempre kasi 'di ba, and lalo na here in the Philippines, pageantry, like I said earlier, maybe there's some girls who need to feel that they have to turn on a different switch or something.
Right, right, right.
For me naman, because I'm a Gemini, ganun, because I have so many parts of me and because I know myself so well, I know when to be like my super bubbly self, but I also know when to tone it down,
Right,
when
right.
to, have the professional Katrina be on
Mm.
the spot. So with that said, all of that though is still me. Because I remember nung Bini, yeah, I was still super bubbly, but syempre, like, I was new at the time, bata pa ako, and then I see you guys being so, like, just so proper and so dainty and so regal that I was like, wait, I need to try to be like that too. Parang alam mo na, yung
Ah,
mga
okay.
ganon. But now it's like, I'm coming in here being myself. And I hope that that's enough.
So, what's your advocacy ngayon?
Gano'n. Naging Q&A
Oo,
na talaga.
oo. Ano yung advocacy mo?
Advocacy
Kwento mo
ko
naman
ngayon is,
sa'min.
homelessness. Because,
Mm.
as you guys know, or if you don't know, I've experienced it, when I was young with my family. And so I know how it feels to not know when the next meal is going to be. I know how it feels to not have a roof over your head. And I've experienced all that and feeling lost and alone. And I was so young pa at the time. With that said, it wasn't until I think after high school and then after Beanie Beanie when I really, I wanted to get more involved, and I was volunteering at different organizations, and it was after Nanampad. They had nothing to do
Mm-mm.
with a
Mm-mm.
campaign or advocacy.
Right,
I
right.
wanted to. So, it's something that really stuck with me and something that I would never regret. So when I decided to MUP, like some of my team was like, "Oh, you should do this or that," or
Mm-mm.
ano. And I was like, I don't just want to choose an advocacy na will sound nice,
Right,
or I
right.
know what might wow the judges because it
Mm-mm.
sounds like it's super parang
It's something
nakaka-intrigue.
new.
It's something
Uh-oh.
new. I was like, if I'm gonna choose an advocacy, I want it to be something that I resonate with and something that I can live for the rest of my life being a part
Right,
of.
right.
'Di ba? Hindi yung mga the type where, this is my advocacy and then after na pageant win or lose parang baliwala lang.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Parang, you get to connect with yourself more and get to connect with your advocacy more when it's something that you actually are passionate about. And for me,
Right.
it's homelessness kasi it's
Mm-mm.
prevalent in the States, it's prevalent in the Philippines, and we
Mm-mm.
need to do something about it. And, you know, it's not just about volunteering, even though that is such a good thing to do. It's a kind gesture. That's not how we solve homelessness. And it's something you can't solve overnight,
Right,
obviously.
right.
But it's something that we can help alleviate and maybe one day
Mm-mm.
eradicate, diba?
Mm-mm.
So for me, I mean, we can talk about it if you want. I feel like there's three main things that go into help alleviate homelessness. It's not just giving them food and then giving them a bag of food or giving them a bag of clothes. Hindi lang yon. I feel like every human deserves the basic human needs, okay, which is a roof over your head, clean water, food, and not just when it's necessary or when it's available. Hindi lang yung pag, oh, the church is gonna give food on Sundays, that's the only time they can eat. So with that said, there's that, and then we need to get rid of the stigma that there is when it comes to homeless people, which is that they're lazy or
Mm-mm.
they chose this life or it was because of alcohol or drugs. That's
Mm-mm.
not entirely true
Right, right.
because it could be, in the States, for example, the 2008 economic crash, right? So many people became homeless because of that. And they were middle class people and,
Mm-mm. The working people.
working people,
I've
exactly. And
seen I've
even
seen a documentary about that. They're still working in the office and living in their cars.
Mm. You see what I mean? So there's
Yes.
so many reasons. It could be maybe the spouse died and left you with kids and you
Right.
can't take care of them. It could
Right.
be financial reasons, economic reasons, health
Mm-mm.
reasons, and
Mm-mm.
it could be so many things. So I really want to get rid of that stigma that they're not lazy and it's not always alcohol or drug
Right. And
abuse.
drugs. Right.
Okay. And
Right.
especially during the pandemic, that's the number one thing that they should look at. So many people became homeless because of the pandemic. So let's not
Mm-mm.
forget that also. So with that said, there's
Mm-mm.
that. And obviously homeless people, they need a mentor. They need guidance. They don't need food every Sunday lang. They need guidance and a
Mm-mm.
mentor to help build their confidence up para they
Right.
can feel empowered
They
to
can.
want to get back and to have
Right.
a smooth integration back into society.
Mm-mm.
'Diba? So there's this
Mm-mm.
thing in the States called Doctors with Borders that I think the whole premise of it, I want that for the homelessness here and in the States, which is, kunyari, there's doctors. As we know, doctors and psychologists, they need to complete a certain number of hours or like volunteer hours, or they need to complete assignments in order for them to
Mm-mm.
graduate. Why not apply that to the homeless population? Spend
Right.
your time there, diba?
Mm-mm.
Like the doctors, psychologists, and all of that. You can help. and also be able to get your degree. Alam mo
Mm-mm.
na, why not
Right.
help others and then also get to your goal of your education? So I think that we need to integrate them back into society. It's not like
Mm-mm.
they don't want to, it's just they've been like secluded and have not been accepted for so long that
Right,
they
right.
don't know how. So they need guidance. And then obviously third, we need the funding for it because
Mm-mm.
I think a lot of people think that the volunteering is enough or donating is enough, but it's not. For us to be able to really alleviate, we need the proper funding. And um we have organizations that are nonprofit that are already doing their best. But we need more than that. We need more funding,
Mm-mm.
whether it be through anonymous donors, whether it be through the government, through the city officials. We need funding in order to achieve that. Because
And one
for
org can
me,
only do so much, you know.
exactly. And yun na nga
Right.
eh, non-profit siya eh. And
Mm-mm.
it, as you know, non-profits, that takes a lot of energy, girl, a lot of time.
Right.
And they're
Mm-mm.
not being paid for that. It's out of passion.
Mm-mm.
So it's
Mm-mm.
time for us to really, care about our people. 'Di ba? So yun, that's my
Ano ka
advocacy
ba?
as
Tatakbo
for
ka naman pala sa
masters.
eleksyon.
Oo, yun actually yung ending ko. I am running for the
For
mayor of
senator.
Taguig. Ganun na.
Anyways, eto, like kong tinatanong, why should you win Miss Universe Philippines?
Ay! I believe, ganon. I know that I have what it takes to become your Miss Universe Philippines because everything that I have learned growing up, um, everything that I've had to deal with to make me who I am today, it teaches me the actual things that I see in a queen that I want to embody, diba? The maturity level, your characteristics, and what you value in life. And for me, also, I feel like it's time to have a queen that yun nga, I'm pure Filipina,
Mm-mm.
so my tradition, my culture is still there. My roots are instilled in me. But I also, yes, I do have the American sensibilities to, an international aspect to understand and be a part of things that maybe some are not used to. So for me, if
Mm-mm.
you combine those and you combine my who I am as a person, my bubbliness, or those are just lighter things, my bubbliness, but who I am and what I stand for, that is what's gonna make me shine. And for me, being a beauty queen, it's not just naman the sachet. As cool as it is to have Philippines, you're representing a whole country. And with all the downfalls I've had in my life, and then you see a little girl or a little boy who are buying heels because they want to be Miss Universe or whatever.
Right.
Those are the ones that matter, eh,
Mm-mm.
'di ba? We're inspiring them.
Mm-mm.
And even people of all ages, of all genders, we're inspiring them not to become Miss Universe, but to be a better person and to know that no matter where you come from, you can still achieve your dreams. Okay, so yun yung number one
Yes.
thing ko.
Okay daw.
Okay, okay.
Okay ba, class?
Okay. Na-gets. Yun. So, yun. And I'm so grateful naman talaga kasi if it wasn't for my country, the Philippines, I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't be the person I am. Like how resilient,
Mm-mm.
how strong I am. Those are all characteristics of a Filipino woman. Eh. I'm grateful for the Philippines instilling in me my roots and my values. So with that said, by winning, parang yun na rin yung special way ko of giving back to the Philippines for, giving me the person that I am today and being a part of who I am. So, yeah.
So,
Vote for me
okay.
for president.
Yes, invite them
Uh,
to vote for you. And ano ba yung mga aabangan namin sa Miss Universe
Ay,
Philippines?
yes,
Mga
okay. Well,
activities.
you guys, please, there is a Lazada voting. You just need to go on the Lazada app, and then search me, Katrina Dimaranan Taguig, and you have 5 free votes a day. You don't have to, you can spend money to buy extra votes, but we are in a pandemic, so the 5 free votes, okay na sa akin yon. Basta yung may
Mm-mm.
5 votes tayo. Anything other than
Right.
that, it's fine if we can't. It's on the Lazada app to get me into the top 16. So I hope that that helps. Also, just follow the Miss Universe Philippines Instagram page to be updated with everything. And also follow me, your girl, Katrina, on Instagram and Facebook. It's Katrina Dimaranan. And yun lang, just keep supporting me, all good vibes. And even my fans know this, I want my fan base to be just all good vibes, lagi positive vibes. I don't want any bashing. If people bash
Right.
me, don't fight with them. I always say, huwag
Mm-mm.
yung labanan because hindi tayo
Mm-mm.
ganon. We're just positive lang lagi. So with that
Mm-mm.
said, yun. Yun lang. Ano pa ba? Hindi pa rin namin alam kung saan gagawin ang pageant. Okay.
Okay. Wala pa palang update. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you. I know that
Of
you woke up really
course.
early today and you did so much today. Thank you for saying yes to
Mm-mm.
this interview. Thank you for your time. And
Of
now you can clean your
course.
Gucci bag.
Oo nga, naamoy ko na nga
It's
eh. Naamoy
waiting
ko na
after
siya.
an hour.
No, but thank you for having me, babe. And, I turned down a few interviews, pero kasi ikaw, syempre, kailangan.
Sabi ko, alam mo na, ibabash kita. Pag joke lang.
Magsa-start siya ng rumor. Ba-blackmail
Oo.
niya ako para hindi ako manalo.
May chismis akong
Magsasabotage.
ikakalat.
Hindi,
Thank you
sige.
for saying yes
Thank
for this
you.
interview. And
Of
sayang hindi
course.
tayo weren't able to catch up before you entered the bubble. But safety first,
After.
'di ba? Kailangan negative ka bago pumasok
Oo. Baka
dyan.
mamaya ikaw yung positive dyan eh. Kaya ako
Hindi
nag-flake.
nag-iingat ako ha.
The after na ng
Ayun.
pageant for
Oo,
sure.
after the pageant, hope to catch up with you and good luck to
Mm-mm.
your journey. Sana
Thank
ma-enjoy mo
you.
this
I
last
am.
hurrah sa
Sa pageant
pageantry.
world.
Oo, pageant world. And
Before ako
alam mo namang
mag-nursing and settle down, gano'n.
and maging wifey. Oh, alam ko, I've been wanting to be a wifey na,
Oy,
di
'di ba?
ba?
Oy,
Since,
actually, he just got out of, he's still in the hospital, si Robbie.
oh
Na-hospital
no,
siya.
he
Na-ER
got,
siya.
oh no.
Appendicitis. So, they did surgery kanina lang, and then he's asleep na ngayon. But,
So how
if
hard
you
it
guys wanna
is?
pray for him,
Paano kayo nagka-catch up ngayon? Nag-video call lang? Kasi time zone
video
and
call sa time
everything, di ba?
zone. But,
Ah,
it's okay. Meron nga akong
laban
pillowcase.
lang.
Meron akong pillowcase na siya.
Ay,
Okay
wow!
lang.
Grabe ha, yung iba
Sinan niya
K-pop,
sa
ikaw
akin.
jowa.
Sinendya. Ayun lang.
Grabe yun ah. I
Mm.
love it. Pero good luck
Oo.
sa inyo. And sana
Thank
magpagaling na
you.
siya.
Oo, yes.
And
Thank you for
I
the
hope to
prayers.
see
Just
you.
pray for him.
And good luck. Good luck sa Miss Universe journey mo.
Mm.
And salute that you really, talagang really pushed for this dream kahit na it's very very last minute for you, and so
Mm-mm.
far you're doing well. Don't get stressed or pressured or anything, and I know you've told
Oo.
me naman na you just wanted to enjoy this
Oo.
journey, so and I
Any
can
tips
see that
naman
you're
from
doing that.
from a Miss Universe Philippines queen?
Ano ka
Ayan.
ba? Ang lagi ko namang sinasabi sa lahat ng even with Revia, don't let
Mm.
the noises bother you because those are just people who thinks that they know better, but the reality is you yourself. You know what's best for you, 'di ba? So always
Tama.
listen to yourself first. And I know that you can do that. Ano ka ba? You're a veteran.
Kahit
Alam
na
mo na
ano.
'yan. Oo. Mga konting retouch na lang and recalls. Kayang-kaya mo na 'yan, no? And we're
Sige,
just
thank
here for you.
you. Ay,
Good
thank
luck,
you
babe.
guys. Thank
We'll
you
be
so
watching your
much.
journey.
Thank you. Good night, guys. Good
Bye!
night,
Good
babe.
night!
Bye.
Beauty rest!